Hi, welcome back. I am Karyn Hart with Hilltop Neighbors. We're at the St. Paul's Episcopal Church in the Dalles, Oregon, and I'm a local artist and I do all kinds of artistic mediums. And this week, one of the things I'm going to show you how to do is how to make a faux stained glass window. These are really fun and easy to do. I'll show you another example of this. Here's a big one. This is one of my favorites here. I made this out of beer bottles and wine bottles with a combination of actual stained glass. So that's really fun. Anyways, we'll get into it. So one of the things that you're going to need is a piece of glass, possibly a picture frame. I use this one here. And you're going to want to secure that glass nicely into the frame. I used putty on this one and put it around and it dried really nice. And then you're going to need glass. So let's see here. This is a piece that I've been working on. I lost my inspiration until today. Now I've got a new use for it. I can kind of show you what we're doing. This here, and so I've got glass pretty much cut, but I'm going to show you real quickly how to cut glass or even break glass to use on your artwork. Okay, so if you one of the easiest things to do to cut glass is you need a good glass cutter. And this one has a little area where you can put oil in it, and the oil helps the glass cutter to roll, the wheel in it to roll real easy. And you got a little area there that you put your oil into and keeps the wheel going. Okay, put that back on. So here's some glass. I usually try to get the softer side. You can kind of look at your glass and see which one that would be. This side's really rough, so it makes it hard to cut. This one is not. Whenever you're cutting glass, make sure you got some safety glasses. I've got these ones here. These work pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this here. And you can hear it cutting. And what I do is I simply go like that. And if you don't like that, they make a tool in stained glass that's kind of bowed. And you can cut your glass just simply like that. Instead of breaking it with your hands, you can get this little piece here and, oops. Make sure I got it right. Have them upside down. All right, just like that. Makes it real easy. So that's what you need. You need some glass. I have a whole leftover bowl of used glass from all the projects that I've done. So nothing ever goes to waste. You can recycle it into a project that you're working on. Next thing you got to do is, well, let me back up a moment. If you don't have really nice stained glass like this, you can use colored glass, vases, dishes that you have around the house. This is a really pretty piece of glass that I saved because I broke the base off of. So I've scored it in many places with this glass cutter, real simple, like that. And I've already cut it around. I scored it a lot of ways. And now I'm going to break it safely. So you need to put it into a bag. And I'm going to double bag mine just to be on the safe side. It doesn't matter whether you're using paper or plastic as long as you get it securely covered. The other thing we always joke about when you're working with stained glass, always have Band-Aids on hand, because I can't tell you how many times I have cut my fingers. So I've got a hammer and a bag. Just gonna, there you go. Done. All right, let's see what we got. So I can safely break it some more with the hammer. I really like that piece. That's what I'm going for, something like that. And got some smaller pieces. You can see why it's really, it can be really dangerous. So best thing to do is put it back in your bag, cover it up, and hit it a few more times with the hammer. Great way to get rid of anger. Break some glass. Really good. There you have it. Okay. Then you can go ahead and cut that out a little bit smaller. Like that. There you go. So that's how you can get some glass from around the house if you don't have stained glass on hand. Set that aside. Then the fun part is attaching your glass onto your picture frame. So what you want to do is you want to get the stained glass adhesive. You want to make sure your window is nice and clean, and we're using a clear silicone adhesive. And I showed you this in our last video on how to do glass stacking. So let's see if I can get this going here. Let me grab a paper towel real quick. I think Alan's going to give me a paper towel. Be prepared. Thanks. Yay. Okay. So what I do is I just take a piece of my glass and put some glue on it. Find where I want to put it on my picture frame and just glue it in, just like that. And you're going to do your entire picture frame just like that. Let it dry for about 24 hours. And when you're all done filling it in with glass, and you're going to use some grout. And there's a lot of different kinds of grout you can use. I like going with a black or a slightly charcoal one because it looks more like real stained glass leading. Not everybody likes that. It depends on the color of glass that you're using, if you want like a lighter colored grout or not. This here is kind of fun because it's pre-mixed and it has like a sealant in the grout. Normally when you put grout on, you got to go back and spray it with a grout sealer, the same way you'd have to do on a tile countertop. So this has everything in it. And I'll show you what we do here. A lot of people wear gloves, I don't. I just grab the grout and I put it right into my window. Let me hold this up here. You can see what I'm doing. So I literally just smear it right in between the glass, just like that. I'm going to get it all in those cracks. It's a fun part. Although this window isn't totally complete, that's all right. I'm just showing you the technique, so don't worry about this piece. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do here, is just put that grout in. Okay. Just like that. We're going to let that dry. And you can do your windows the same way. You can do it in small sections. That way you don't get overwhelmed. Work on a little bit after work, a little bit at a time. And we're going to let that dry for a few minutes. And when it's dry, we'll go back and we'll clean the grout off. And that's really all there is to it. It's that simple. And when you're done, you end up with a really nice piece of art just like that. And I got a drill and put these little hangers in it so I can hang it from my window. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, we'll come back in a few minutes and I'll show you what this looks like when it's dry. All right, thank you. Great, so I'm back and I've actually started cleaning some of the grout up with a paper towel and just kind of wiping it off here. And the other tool I love using when I'm working with grout is a brush, because you can kind of really get that grout off with a brush. And I try to use as little water as possible because it weakens your grout. So anyways, that if you get a good brush, even a smaller one, this size here is actually my favorite because you can really get in there more and get your cleaning done. And then you want a sponge with some water on it and just kind of get that wiped off. You kind of see the effects of the grout being placed in. And I'll turn this around for you and see what it looks like as it comes through from the back side. Kind of cool looking. It's all filled in through here. Not over here, but that's really just the basic techniques that you're going to need to know if you're going to make one of these. So I'll go over it real quick. You're going to need grout, some real good clear silicone glue, a glass cutter, a glass breaker. If your hands aren't real strong, these are really great. And colored glass. I think that's pretty much it, and you can have a lot of fun. Get yourself a window frame. I love to go to Goodwill or a thrift shop or yard sales. You can pick up stuff real inexpensive, and you'll want to think twice before you throw out another picture frame. Think they're not worth anything. So anyways, that's it. I'm Karyn Hart with Hilltop Neighbors, and I believe that's the name of our YouTube channel. And if you can like and share, we'd really appreciate it. Thanks a lot and have a great day.